What's up, guys? It's Dylan with Hypnotic Hook here. If you already see me looking like this, you already know something's going on today. Today we landed at beautiful Prairie Lake. It's about 7 minutes from my house. Me and my buddy Ryan came and scoped this out when we were looking for places to fish a couple weeks ago. And I wanted to get out here yesterday, but the weather didn't permit. There was like thunderstorms and stuff, so we didn't get out there today. I would like to get out here a little bit earlier this morning, but I kind of overslept this morning. Hopefully the fish are still biting. The importance of sunscreen. I kind of forgot my sunglasses today, which is probably not that big of a deal. I'll probably won't be out here from like 8:30 to like 11, but one thing that is important, that almighty sunscreen. Because these right here, found out real quick that the sun does some damage to these things real fast, so you're not going to catch me lacking again. It is a beautiful day out here. Kind of just want to give an update. We're over here at Prairie Lake, south side. They have a kayak and a canoe put in spot right here. I scouted this out when me and Ryan went fishing, and I just wanted to come over here and try it. Well, here we go. Oh, baby. And just like that, we're off. Hands are a little bit greasy from that sunscreen, but I always make this really funny joke to my brother because we always go on these float trips and he never gets sunscreen, and I'm always like, you think you're tougher than the sun, dude? No way. I'm kind of curious what's back up in this, so I'm gonna go in here and see. Today's conviction, the top water plopper. This thing has been absolutely killer this season. And on the micro light, I have a silver and green spoon. This thing has been doing wonders this season too, so. I only packed light. I kind of just threw some random lures in a box and brought it with me instead of bringing the whole kit and caboodle. A nice little inlet right here. So I'm gonna throw this down here a couple times and see if something's hiding in here. Nothing on the first cast. Well, first fish on. Itty bitty bluegill. Oh, shouldn't be missed. First fish on, little bluegill. You know, that's the craziest thing about this spoon. From the size of it, you don't ever really think anything but big fish will hit it. Look at this thing. You don't ever think that anything but big fish will hit this. And I've gotten countless bluegill on here, so let's try up here again. I really like this micro light. It's probably my preferred fishing rod because it works great for trout, bass, bluegill, whatever you want to fish for. But the fight on these, anything, even a 1.5 pound bass is a pretty significant fight on this. So I'm at a crossroads right here. There is 2 inlets. But should see how far this thing throws on here. there's a lot of vegetation overhanging the water, and that's really where fish like hanging out, so we might be in for a treat. This reminds me of Bee Creek, where we always go fishing right behind the cove in Branson. Pretty similar. You probably hear that little bee. I got a bee that keeps circling the GoPro. Maybe he just wants some clout. Get you some clout, guy. We'll do closer to that bank here. Still at about 3.5 foot. The water temperature is almost 80 degrees. Isn't that crazy? I think I always just find that crazy because when we go to Branson, it's like 48 degrees all year round. And that's crazy. Sometimes I like to stick my arm underneath the water and see how long I can take it. It's never more than like a minute. They have that ride there too, or whatever, that attraction in Branson that is the Titanic, to where you can put your hand in the water that the boat was in and see how long you can survive. It's also about a minute, but that is like way cool. That's like 30 degrees usually. I'm gonna try this inlet a couple more times. I'm gonna hit this one, and then I'm gonna switch to the plopper, and then I'm just gonna keep on moving along. So already off to a great start. Second cast, we got a little sunfish, so a little bluegill. Nothing too crazy. Something, it's fighting a little bit. Little bluegill. Oh no, baby bass. Nice, this is 2 for the spoon here. There is a little sweat bee flying around here, and it only makes me nervous whenever I stop hearing it buzz. Look at that little bass. There you go, friend. Ugh. I tried the plopper for a little bit. Really didn't pan out that well. But who's not to say it's not just here? I'll keep throwing it, not worried about that. I've been extremely impressed by this plopper this season. Please go away, bee. All I did with this one was just bomb it right down the middle. What happened here? Why's that reeling like that? There you go. That was my own deal there. Why'd I have an ant on my leg? I felt pretty bad looking outside and seeing my kayak in the condition it was. I might have to fix the stand a little bit. There was just a buttload of grass on it from me weed eating around it and this and that. So I will say all my waterproof pass-throughs have pretty much failed. I need a better adhesive, or just something very stout, like epoxy them in place. I don't really care if they ever move again. But yeah, this inlet back over here by the house, man, I can't believe how close it is. It's about 7 minutes from my house, the backside of Prairie Lake. Having some kind of difficulties with my Ranger. I think that me and Papa J have narrowed it down to the slave cylinder inside the transmission's going bad, because it's getting sometimes where I have to turn it off and then pump the clutch a couple times to get it to go into gear, so that's not good. So I've been trying to keep my trips pretty close from home until I can get the Ranger fixed. So, oh, this is like the second throw on a crawdad. Something's pulling me downriver. Whoa, it's big. Oh, that's a big bass, dude. No way. Oh man, that's a big bass. No way. No way. Check that out. Holy cow, that's a big bass. Try not to run my kayak into the side here. Oh my god, look at the size of this creek bass. Oh, boy did that feel weird. He hit that and then just kind of started veering to the side like he was getting away. I thought I was snagged because this is a crawdad deep diver. So as you reel it in, it kicks like this and goes deeper. So sometimes it'll hit like logs and stuff sticking up, and then it'll just start floating back up. So that's kind of what I thought would happen. And then when I went to go set it, I just see my line straight veering off to the right side. And I'm like, what the heck? And then as soon as I saw him surface, and then he went woo and peeled that drag back down. So that's awesome. That's the biggest fish I've ever caught in a creek. Let's go. Run up it as far as this outlet as I can. You can maybe see it over here. There's a whole tree down across here. So that looks like as far as my venture goes. This big guy was just hanging out over here. So I don't know how much of that tree's underwater, but this is a great hangout spot for bass. So this right here is kind of what I was saying about match what's going on. They say match the hatch, but I don't know if this is a hatch or not. But this is just a little black jig that I'm using with a spinner on it. And look, this is a bug that knocked into the water. Yeah, like tell me how close that is. That's got a lot of leg moving action, but tell me that thing isn't close. So I had pretty good luck with that spoon, so I'm just gonna try a black rooster tail. These things usually do pretty exceptionally well. Probably just because they think it's a pretty decent sized creature moving through the water. A bug or whatever. Could be a hellgrammite. Who knows what's all in here. But these usually seem to work really well on everything. They work on panfish, they work on bass, they work on trout. We have a kayaker coming back through here. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm just paddling. I won't bother you. You catching anything?
Oh yeah, I caught a little bit of everything. I caught a couple bluegill, I caught a baby bass, and I probably just caught a 2-pounder.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
I think they're on to me because it was right here where you were at. I've switched my lures a couple times. I think they're just on to me now.
All right. Man, you can tell how high the water was running.
Yeah, I've never been over here. This is my first time, so
Yeah, it's a little late.
I like it a lot from what I see.
You buddy. Hey, man, enjoy it.
I will. I think I spooked him in here. I gotta go try something different. It's always kind of funny when you start delving into your hobbies a little bit more, the friends that come out of the woodwork. So that bass I just caught, I sent it to a couple of my group chats, and I got damn son, nice, and then an explosion head emoji. It's always kind of funny how you kind of find your people that get overly excited about it just like you do. But then that's the problem. I try to socialize. I'm not out here to socialize. We're out here to start fishing, so. Oh. Ended up repositioning, going somewhere new. Ouch. Which one first? Here, let's do this one. Now I'm in a tree that has thicker bush. Ugh. First world problems here for sure. I just kind of drifted into a sticker bush, so that's all fun and dandy. Got freaking pressure on this. There we go. Sorry about that, guy. Alright, there's another little baby bass. They go nuts for this crawdad. That was first throw on the crawdad. Let's see if I can get myself repositioned now. It's crazy how that one little fish catch can mess you up that bad. Had me going backwards, got caught in a sticker bush over here. By the time I got my pole resituated, I looked over here and I got all caught up on this side too. I have to be extra careful because I have this pole sticking out behind me. I found that out earlier. I was not paying attention to my surroundings and I went under a tree and it got caught up in the branch. I was like, oh man, how am I supposed to get that out of there? So the bass really like to hide in this grass here. It's kind of everywhere. It's kind of just random grass that grows in a field, but since this whole area is flooded, man, they really like this. It gets nice and warm down there. They kind of just play peekaboo, hide from the sun. I'm probably not going to get another one, but man, I can't talk highly enough of this crawdad bait. I've went through a couple of them now, but I mean, they're worth their weight in gold. They're only $1 at Walmart. And this thing, these crawdads pull everything out all the time, so I cannot recommend them enough. Here's the crawdad in question. This thing's only $1 at Walmart. And they just catch everything. It's just a little rattle bait. It's got double troubles on it. It's got 6 hooks, a little, I think it only dives like 2 to 5 foot maybe. That sounds right, I don't know. This line's getting to feel pretty bad. I might have to pull a section and... What the heck, man? The thing's still wrapped around the hooks. How bad was this thing caught? You can kind of see it. Look, if I take the weight off of it, it curls really bad. Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna throw it one more time and then I'm gonna fix this. There's another great big catch. Another big one. There's another big one right there. Let's go. Look at this, how much freaking pressure is on this thing. It's got a slingshot. Bass has got something stuck in his butt. Let me see if I can pull it out. Maybe it's just guts. Oh, I thought it was a worm or something stuck in there. There you go. The crawdad always pulls the bass out of their hiding spots. Careful, son. Oh, slept on my leg. Well, this is stupid. He just completely jumped up and out. I've been really just throwing it at the bank and then just slowly pulling it back to me. Sometimes I'll reel it in, sometimes I'll lift it up like this and let it wiggle itself through the water. I got a lot of love for this reel, rod and reel combo. I'm still pretty butthurt that I lost my Berkeley GTX or whatever. That's probably the best micro light combo I've ever had in my life, man. Ended up losing it on a float trip, and then this was just the makeshift. I went and bought a new one to try to replace it, and I didn't really like it at first, but now that it seemed like it's getting broke in pretty well. This is a Quantum Graphy X1 unipole or whatever. It's just one piece. It's sitting at like a 5'5", real small. It's got a 1000 series reel on it. It's something DIW, something I ordered off TikTok or Temu. I was heartbroken for a while about losing my other one, but this one's put the smack down on everything. Bass, bluegill, trout. This is probably one of my little favorite poles for catching trout. I like how this handle kind of sits back and recesses a little bit, so it doesn't really ever get in the way when you're casting. Can throw it a good deal. Really all around pretty good pole. Fish on. Throwing it right up off the bluff over here. Oh, that's a big bluegill. Water ski him all the way in here. Oh man, what a terrible way to get hooked. Look at that, like a pancake. Like a pancake. Pancake. 1, 2. Not too bad. Just letting the camera roll. This bluff side's pretty well, I don't know, I like it. Haven't really had to do much. I've just been floating around, casting this way, casting out behind me. It's been working pretty well. But that's one of those ones I said, like I will pull it through the water and then I'll just lift up and let it work itself through the water. Works pretty well. You know, I was about to say, like, man, this is crazy. There's a dock over here with 4 or 5 boats on it. And I'm like, I can't believe there isn't even any bluegill or anything around it. I've probably thrown like 20, 30 times around it. Did I get another one? I sure did. Another fish on. The bite's on again. Oh, he spit it out. Right back over there then, huh? Looks like I got a new place to take some people. All I need, my long-term goal here is to get another kayak, whether it's for my wife or my father-in-law or just any of my friends that come and stay with me, just so we can go out and have a good time. We don't have to be confined to the house, or this is all I ever wanted, was to find my own little fishing hole. So, and this one's so close to the house, man. I love that. Oh, fish on. Oh, oh. Oh, he's peeling drag. Something needs lubed up in here. What do we have here? Oh man, it's big. Oh, this is a huge bass. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is a huge bass. Oh my god. Oh my god, get up here. Get up here, big guy. No, don't break my line. Holy shit. Holy freaking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No way. No freaking way. Look at this thing compared to my shoe. Oh my god, that's a big bass. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh crap. I'm freaking shaking, this guy's so big. Oh my god. Oh. Dude, I told myself, I'm like, it's the hottest part of the day. They're done biting. It's almost 1 p.m. I've just been throwing along this bank here. Oh, I thought I was snagged on something. I could, as I was reeling, I'd pull it up and it was just like, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm stuck. I'd pull it up and it's like, eat. Okay, maybe I'm stuck. Kept pulling it up and then I just seen it take off this way and I'm like, no, he's looking for a snag. I don't know if you can see this, but there's down trees all the way through here. Holy cow, that is the biggest bass I've ever caught, dude. I'm like shaking. Look at that. I am shaking like a leaf right now. Oh my god. The freaking micro light does it again, dude. And that's it. Man, what an end to an awesome day. This was easily the best kayak trip I've ever had. I'm glad I kind of got off the water when I did. It started heating up real fast since that sun was overhead. It was the reel feel said it was 90. So, I mean, that's a good time to hurry up and get up off the water. The bite stops usually afternoon, except for that one. That was easily a 4-pound bass. I'm not even kidding. The fight on that micro light, I was I was so scared he was going to snap off when I tried to pull him up out of the water. Which reminds me, I got 3 tips for you guys. Tip number 1, I will say it in probably every one of these videos. Tip number 1, don't forget your sunscreen. I mean, that sun's a scorcher for sure, and I mean the sun's just beating down directly on you. I had the large brim hat that covered my whole head, but my knees and stuff were exposed, so sunscreen. You're not tougher than the sun, I promise. My tip number 2 would be, don't overexert yourself. I brought a couple of drinks and stuff. I didn't have any food or nothing with me, but it's really easy to burn up energy. I will say, it's a lot of work paddling, especially against the current. When you paddle up against the current and then you start drifting back. Tip number 3 I would have for you is don't get overly frustrated. There was probably 2 or 3 times where I'd go back to cast and I'd wrap around. My big pole kept wrapping around the little pole. Something with the big pole, I think the line's a little janky, but it wasn't coiled on there very tight. And there was a couple times I go out to cast and it was just knotting and pulling itself out. So I had to cut it and retie it 3 times, and the little one I had to do that twice. I will say kayaking can humble anybody. You think you're an avid fisherman, it's a lot easier to fish from the bank, especially standing up. So if you're in a kayak sitting down, it's a lot more challenging, I will say. Be sure to follow the channel. I'm always trying to drop a video every 2 weeks, and man, my videos have taken me everywhere from Minnesota to Mexico and everything in between. So there's nothing left to do but get my fishing truck unloaded. So I'm gonna put a time lapse on the end here. Enjoy that, and remember, fish after me.